All right, let's get into a really chilling story today. It's a tale from rural Bengal, all about this decaying old mansion called the Putul Kuthi, which means the dollhouse. And believe me, it has a dark, dark secret festering inside its crumbling walls.
And we're actually going to start with the story's final, haunting line. It just perfectly sets the stage for what we're about to uncover. A story about a past that refuses to die, and a curse that's always, always looking for its next victim.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off with two friends. You've got the narrator, and then his friend Johnson, who's a researcher. They're arriving at this mansion for what's supposed to be a simple study of local folk art. Or so one of them thinks.
So where are they staying? In the Putul Kuthi itself. And this place is just trapped in time. You can almost feel it, right? The crumbling plaster falling off to show these skeletal bricks underneath. The air is thick with the smell of damp earth, of rot. It's a place that just feels heavy with this ancient, oppressive dread.
From the second they walk in, the house starts, well, making itself known. The wind doesn't just howl. It sounds like whispers. Broken shutters slam against the walls just out of nowhere. And then this sharp, metallic clang echoes from the kitchen, which they know is totally empty. Yeah, they are on edge right from the get-go.
Now, to really get what's about to happen to them, you have to understand the local folklore. And it all revolves around puppets, but two very, very different kinds.
First up is Chador Badar. It's this really charming, totally harmless type of folk art. A local artisan even shows them how it's done. He makes these little 7-inch wooden puppets, all dressed up, dance with this incredible life. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of local culture. But this is where things get dark. Because on one hand, you have that innocent folk art. On the other, you have the dark legend of the mad Englishman, the Sahib, who used to live in the Kuthi. His puppets? No, they weren't small or colorful. They were life-sized, they were eerie, and the rumor was they were made of something a whole lot more than just wood. The artisan, a man named Sam Murmu, he leaves them with this really calm but absolutely chilling warning. He's basically hinting that there's a terrible danger hidden right there in the house, and it has something to do with a mysterious box. And that very night, the terror just begins to unfold. First, it's whispers on the wind. Then they hear it, footsteps, a distinct cut, 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 coming from the second floor, the same floor that's been sealed shut for years. Then a silver coin just appears in Johnson's pocket and starts spinning all by itself. And finally, every single door and window in the house slams shut at the same time, throwing them into complete darkness.
Okay, this is the breaking point. All of this paranormal chaos, it finally pushes Johnson to reveal the real, terrifying reason they are there. This isn't about research anymore. Not at all. It's about a gruesome family secret. Completely terrified, Johnson just spills it. He's not just a researcher. He is the great-grandson of Edward, the so-called Mad Englishman. He's come all the way to the Putul Kuthi to try and break a curse that has been haunting his family for generations. So what was this terrible secret his ancestor was hiding? Well, the answer, it turns out, is hidden in a decaying old family diary. And the diary, it reveals the most horrifying truth imaginable. Edward, the Sahib, wasn't just a puppeteer, he was a murderer. To make his life-size puppet seem more alive, he used the bones of the local girls who worked for him. So the diary just lays it all out, the full, depraved story. And the nature of the curse is summed up in this one final, chilling entry, written in what looks like blood-red ink. A debt of blood, it must be repaid. Johnson is here because the spirits of the house have finally come to collect that debt from the last living descendant of their murderer. Driven by the strange new sound, they find a hidden trapdoor that leads them down into a secret cellar. You just know this is it. This is the climax, the final, terrifying performance in the very heart of the mansion's evil. And down in that cellar, they find them. Rows of life-sized puppets, all in these dusty old European clothes. Their glass eyes are so unnervingly lifelike, and they swear they seem to track them as they move through the room. And this is where the curse takes hold. Johnson's body begins this absolutely horrific transformation. His skin starts to wrinkle, to harden, taking on this wooden texture. He tries to scream for help, but only sawdust spills from his mouth.
And then, hundreds of thin, unseen strings drop down from the darkness above, wrapping around his arms and legs, just as the ghostly figure of his ancestor, the Saheb, emerges from the shadows to claim him.
In a moment of pure desperation, the narrator grabs their hurricane lamp and just smashes it, setting the whole cellar on fire. He has to fight his way out as the fire just consumes the puppets, the ghost, everything. He barely escapes as the entire secret room collapses in on itself, burying Johnson's final muffled screams.
But here's the thing. Escaping the house did not mean he escaped the curse. The horror, as it turns out, wasn't just confined to the crumbling walls of the Putul. And this is where it gets even weirder. The narrator later learns that some Mermu, the artisan who warned them, died that exact same night. And just before he passed, people saw him burning one of his own puppets, a puppet he had carved to look exactly like Johnson. Maybe it was some last desperate attempt to protect him.
But the story doesn't quite end there. Back in the safety of his own home in Calcutta, far away from that village, the narrator begins to hear a sound. A very familiar sound. That same slow, deliberate footstep he heard on the second floor of the mansion. Coat, coat, coat. But now, it's coming from inside his own closet. You see, the curse wasn't broken in that fire. It was just passed on. The narrator can feel his own body changing, his eyes growing harder, more like wood. Because history didn't end, it just found a new body. And the puppets? Well, they're always looking for someone new to dance for.